Hi everyone, welcome to Gentle Flow Yoga. Whatever time it is for you, whether it's first thing in the morning, maybe you've got a nice lunch break, nice 45-minute lunch break would be amazing, or it could be just before bed and we're getting ready to wind down. So I will keep that in mind as we move through things today. Please ensure that you take the options that are right for you, particularly, if you're winding down for bed, you may prefer to start your practice lying down, for example. If it's first thing in the morning, perhaps seated feels more suitable. Just choosing whatever option is right, and just really listening to your body today. I do say this each week, that this is your practice. I'm just here to guide you through the movements and things that we're doing today in our yoga class, but ultimately what's most important is how it feels for you in your body rather than what you look like. So please don't worry about what your shape may look like compared to my shape, because our bodies are completely different. So just keeping all of that in mind as we begin. So another thing I will say is please have a blanket or a cushion or a pillow or something nearby, just to help you get a little bit more comfortable in some of your shapes, your poses. Better to have it there than to not have it and feel like you need that support. Okay, so starting your practice either in a seated position, as I am here, perhaps propping something underneath the hips. You might like to sit up onto a blanket or a cushion. Maybe you're up against a wall. It can be nice to start your practice leaning against a wall. Or maybe you'd like to lie down. You may be getting ready for bed. You may have had a really busy morning or really busy day, and you would just really like to begin in that lying down position. So finding you're comfortable and beginning to settle in. Begin by closing down the eyes. And just drawing your attention inwards, noticing what sensations you can feel in your body. Any areas you might notice are niggles of tension and tightness from your day. You could add a little bit of gentle movement into this if that helps you to feel and sense tension, tightness, or just sensation in your body. Maybe it's a roll of the wrists and the ankles. Head side to side gently, perhaps. Just exploring the body. Scanning the body, perhaps from the head down to the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes. You could be introducing slight movements as you do that, as you feel your way through. And as you perhaps find those areas of tension or tightness, just acknowledging that they're there so that you have that awareness throughout your class. And you can make those choices on how you move, how you breathe. And checking in with the quality of your breath today. So noticing your breath, does it feel like it's coming really easily to you today, or does it feel a bit tight and icky and stuck, restricted? Just noticing what that's like for you. What's your experience with your breath today? Without any judgment, just noticing. And let's begin to gently deepen our breath. We're going to work with a nice flowing, connected breath today. So what I mean by that is every time you inhale, see if you can flow your inhale directly into your exhale breath. And then as you exhale, flow that exhale directly into your inhale breath. So it may sound like that's what we naturally do anyway when we breathe. But when you're focusing on your breath, and some of our breathwork techniques include things like holds. But today, let's just focus on smoothing that breath out and noticing that it is just one big connected movement. So without any stress or strain, as you inhale, notice your breath. Notice where the breath goes. Does it go into your chest? Does it go into your rib cage? Does it go all the way down to the belly? And then smoothing that into your exhale breath. So as you reach the top of your inhale, it turns into your exhale. As you reach the bottom of your exhale, it turns into your inhale. And you can do this at your own pace. So just noticing what that might be for you. And you may see that as you work with this breath style, that naturally, with ease, you can lengthen that breath and slow down that breath. And essentially what we're doing here is slowing down the nervous system, where we're swapping from that fight or flight to our rest and digest. And let's stay for 3 more rounds of this breath. So notice your breath 3 more times as you inhale. And when you finish your last round, just gently taking a few little maybe swallows. And let's now do 3 rounds of deep breath. So let's see how this feels in our body now. We're going to inhale in through our nose and fill all the way up this time. So fill all the way up into your belly. And then exhale, open your mouth, release the air. So a nice big sigh can feel really good here. Quite often in classes, no one wants to do the big sigh with me, but if you are at home and you're by yourself, perfect opportunity for you to do that. It really doesn't matter. Nobody cares what you sound like, what you look like, but if you're at home, please give it a try. Big inhale breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh, release it out. I encourage you to do this if you're in the office as well. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale. And 1 more. It feels good, doesn't it? Inhale in through your nose. Exhale. Release all that air out. Excellent job. Fluttering, open your eyes if you're not there already. And if you're lying down, we're going to come to a 4-point kneeling position. So you can move your way to that in your own time, any way that you choose. If you're seated like me, we'll just flip ourselves over here as well and come to all fours. Now, if you feel this is a lot of pressure on your knees, this is where you may like to place a blanket or something extra down underneath you. And we're setting up so that our wrists are lined up underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to come into a stretch that it's definitely not one of my favorites. I will admit that to you guys. Definitely, possibly my least favorite thing to do. However, that generally means that we need it, right? So this is a stretch for our feet and our toes, somewhere where we hold a lot of tension, particularly if you perhaps wear, I know not all of you will, but maybe you wear high heels. You may notice that you get a lot of tension in your feet. I haven't worn high heels for a long time, actually. That was a past life of mine before this, but I still get a lot of tension in my feet. Just, you know, we do a lot. We walk a lot. We stand a lot. We wear funny shoes. So we're going to come into this stretch for our feet by tucking our toes under here. I encourage you maybe have your cushions or things in front of you, because this can help to lean onto something. I don't have my props here at the moment. But tucking under the toes, sink your hips back towards your heels. And this is where you could start. You could start with your hands down. This might feel really intense and like it's enough for you. If you want to move further into this, begin to walk your hands back towards your body. If you want to come further into this, bring your hands onto your thighs and sit up tall. Whew. If it feels like too much here, please, please, please ease out slowly. And you could bring your hands down. So from day to day, this may feel different for you. It can be a nice thing to do before bed, perhaps when you've had a long day on your feet or in heels or commuting, driving, running. Let's see if you can sit with this and focus on your breath once again. So let's see if we can sit through this uncomfortable pose, but focus on our nice, smooth, connected breath that we've just practiced. That inhaling through the nose, connecting directly straight, linking into your exhale breath. You're inhaling in through your nose, connecting straight back into your exhale breath. We're not going to be here for much longer, so see if you can sit with this. Notice how you react to this pose. There could be many emotions. They could be towards me. But just notice those reactions and how you respond. Without judgment, just notice your response. Do you sit through that uncomfortable, knowing that we are coming out shortly, knowing that it's temporary? Some good may come. Do you ease out because your body's telling you to, which is completely perfect, good, nothing wrong with that? Did you run out of the room? Switch off the video. To come out of this, we are going to be very gentle with our body. We're going to pop our hands down and begin to walk them further out. So maybe just under the shoulders or a little bit further forward. We're going to release the tension of our toes down into the mat really slowly. Perhaps just floating the feet off the mat for a second without moving those toes. And then introducing some small little wiggles into them, a little bit of movement into those toes, planting the tops of the feet down onto your mat. And it may feel nice here to tap those feet out. You can give them a little tap down onto the mat. Ooh. Get that blood flowing through. And feel very grateful that that's over for you now. Coming back to your 4-point kneeling position, let's work through our cats and our cows here. So you may like to keep those toes untucked now, or you could be brave and tuck them back under, whatever feels right. As you inhale, let's drop our belly, lift our gaze. As you exhale, press the ground away, arch the spine, gaze between your knees. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, press the ground away, arch the spine, gaze between your knees. So moving through your cats and your cows any way that feels right in your body. Maybe some side to side movements might happen here. But just connecting your breath as you move. Beautiful. 2 more here. Inhale, breath, dropping the belly. Exhale, breath, arching the spine. And when you finish your 2 rounds, let's bring our big toes to touch. Knees can come out nice and wide here. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Find your child's pose. Forehead down towards the mat. Perhaps you've made 2 fists. You prop your head down onto those. Maybe your head rests right down onto your mat. If you have any injuries in the knees and that doesn't feel comfortable to sit back towards them, you could pop your cushion behind the knees perhaps. Or you could stay upright here and come into more of a opening for the chest. Find your modified version if you need it. Listen to your body. What does it need here? And as you rest here in your child's pose, can you send your breath into the back of the rib cage? And can you notice expansion in your body, tightness in your body, tension in your body? Can you let it soften and release? Can you work with your breath? So begin to release tension and slow things down. And then just having a think here about what it is that perhaps has brought you to do yoga today. Do you need to calm that mind? Slow things down. Find some rest and restore. Do you need to release some tension in your body? Tightness? Explore where that tension or tightness might be. Just having a think about what it is that's brought you here. And keeping that in mind through the rest of your class so that you can do what's best for you and listen to your body. Let's come out of that child's pose when you're ready, back to your 4-point kneeling position. We're going to tuck the toes under, send the hips high, find our first downward facing dog. So perhaps pedaling out here through the backs of the legs. It can feel really nice to drop one heel and bend the opposite knee. Drop the other heel, bend that opposite knee, just noticing that tension maybe in the calves, maybe the hamstring. Perhaps it's the shoulders and the neck. Let your head just hang here. Perhaps we nod the head yes and no. And then let's really plant our fingertips down into the mat. So pressing down here. I'm going to roll our armpits inward slightly. Strong through our upper body. And find length from the crown of your head to your tail. So a big bend in your knees can help to do that. Begin to lower your heels down towards the mat if that's available to you, keeping that position with your spine. If you need the bend in the knees to remain, it can stay. And then send your belly towards your thighs. Soften here. Let's take 3 rounds of breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So inhale in through your nose. Exhale, release the air. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale. We call this a lion's breath. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale. Release. Begin to walk your feet up towards the top of your mat here. We're going to find a forward fold. So this can look any way that you feel that you need. Maybe your legs are staying straight here, releasing tension through those calves and those hamstrings. As you fold, you might take a big bend in your knees, let your belly rest onto your thighs, and that may release more through your lower back. And interlace the hands behind the back, and you can open up through the shoulders, perhaps through the chest as you reach the arms back behind. So reaching up. If that doesn't feel good for you, just dangling the arms down, maybe holding onto your elbows in a ragdoll position. We can sway from side to side. You can nod your head, yes and no, release that tension through your neck. And then really grounding down through your feet, roll all the way up. So we're going to roll up through the spine until we come to a standing position. And here we're going to practice our mountain pose. Being a really nice, strong standing pose for us in yoga. So let's begin to shift our weight from our heels to the front of our feet. I'd like you to try to do this with your eyes closed down. Just feeling where your weight shifts forwards and back. And then shifting your weight from one foot over to the other. And then let's land with the weight into the center of the foot. So if we can lift our toes away from the mat and then plant them down, maybe one by one. Think about your thigh bones here turning slightly outwards. Feel the legs engage. Squeezing the glutes. And then check where your ribs and your hips may be in space here. So if you can bring your rib cage to sit back on top of your hips, switching on through the abdominals. Core on. Shoulders back, down. Arms out to the side, palms facing forward. Crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Length through the spine, length through the neck to the crown of the head. Energy strong through your fingertips. Standing here in your mountain pose, breathe. Notice that connective breath. Inhale in through the nose, smooth it into your exhale. Exhale links to inhale, just focusing here. Let's inhale, bring our arms up towards the sky, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center to your chest. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands through heart. A few more here. You can lift your gaze as you reach up. And then you can lower your gaze as you come down, releasing through that upper back and the neck here. Inhale, creating space. Inhaling up. Let's do two more. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Let's fold forward here. Inhale, we lift halfway, so we'll have a nice flat back. Exhale, let's fold a few of these. Inhale, we'll lift halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, nice flat back. So we've got lots of length through the spine here. Once again, lengthening out. Exhale, fold. Make sure that you've got some space here. We're going to bend our knees and plant our hands down onto the mat. Stepping back with your left foot, keeping your right foot forward. Left hand down onto the mat. Inhale. Let's come into our twist here as we open up, gaze up. Exhale. Bring your hands back down. Frame it off. A few more here. Inhale. Opening up. Exhale. Coming back forward. Inhale. Opening up. Exhale. Coming back forward. Let's bring that right knee back and step forward with the left foot. Right hand stays down. Inhale, open up. Other side. Right arm up. Framing back off. Inhale. Twist. Reach. Length. Breath. Lower. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Nice work. Let's bring both knees back. Find our child's pose once again. Big toes touch. Sink the hips back. Forehead perhaps down onto your mat. You might like to try a different version of your child's pose. Maybe you prefer the knees together, sitting back towards the heels. This won't work for all of our body types. So see if that feels okay for you. You might make a little ball. Maybe your hands come back towards your heels. Top of your head down onto the mat. Or you may be here with a lot of space for the body. Nice. Space for the hips, space for the belly. Coming back through to your 4-point kneeling position. Tuck the toes under, find your downward facing dog once again. You need to walk to the top of your mat here. Let's inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through feet. Inhale, rise up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend knees, plant hands, step back, down dog. Float forward now. Plank position, drop your knees. Exhale, tuck toes, lift knees, hips back, down dog. Inhale, forward, plank, knees down. Exhale, lift, back, down dog. Good, 2 more like this. Inhale, knees. Exhale, down dog. 1 more. Inhale, roll forward, lower knees, lift knees, down dog. Just noticing that core beginning to switch on a little for you there. So nice and gently. 1 more. Roll forward, knees low, the way down, elbows bend. Belly lowers. A few rounds of our baby cobra here. So our hands will stay beside the chest or beside the rib cage. Tops of your feet planting down onto your mat. Thighs down onto your mat. Inhale, let's lift just our chest. Gaze just forward of your mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's take our hands out a little wider now. up onto the tips of the fingers. So elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift the chest. Maybe we can lift that a little bit higher here. Find that expansion. Exhale, lower down. Let's do 3 like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Bring your hands back beside your rib cage. Tuck your toes under. Send your hips back high, downward facing dog. Let's begin to walk those feet back to the top of the mat. Inhale, press through your feet, we'll rise. Exhale, let's fold it forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's keep our right foot forward. We're stepping back foot. Bringing your right side if you need to. We're going to press through our feet to a high lunge. So finding that high lunge position, arms up to the ceiling. Soften your back knee down. Good. Let's bring our arms back behind us. Shift our weight forward into that front foot. From the crown of the head. Spine nice and long. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Exhale, float your arms up. Exhale, dive. Front foot. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, forward. 1 more. Inhale, up. Exhale. Reach your arms back behind you. We're going to keep the bend in the front leg and begin to fold forward here to the inside of the thigh. Humble warrior. Breathe here. Exhale. Planting your hands down, stepping that back in. Find your runner. Yeah. Stay for 2 breaths. When you finish your 2 breaths, bend into your front knee, step forward with your left foot. Press the ground away as you inhale and rise up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale. Exhale as you fold down. Plant your hands, step back with your left foot. Adjust as you need to here, and then ground down through those feet as you inhale and rise up. Find your lunge. Good. Hands come back behind you. As you shift your weight forward into your front foot. Inhale, rising up. Exhale. Inhale. As you rise. Oh, I've lost my balance today. Exhale as you fold. So nice to play with a bit of balance. Now nice gentle flows. Good. Next time that you come forward, let's interlace those hands, reach them down the back. Keep the bend in that front knee and fold forward to to the inside of the thigh. Stay for 2 breaths. When you're ready, undoing your bind with your hands, just bring your hands down onto the mat, step forward with your back foot and find that stretch for the back of the front leg. 3 breaths here. When you're ready, bending into your front knee, stepping forward. Press through your feet, inhale, rising up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, slow fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. We're going to walk our hands back towards our feet now. So all the way to the back of the mat, and then press your feet, roll all the way up. We should now be standing hopefully at the back of our mat, at the other end of our mat. I'm going to come into a little bit of a walking style meditation. So just closing down your eyes here at the back of your mat. Coming back to that mountain pose. We're beginning to shift that weight from one foot to the other. Just sensing what this feels like. I really encourage you to do this with your eyes closed down. Let's draw our attention inwards, so standing tall in your mountain pose. Just noticing the connection of your feet onto the mat. Can you feel where your feet connect to the surface beneath you? And can you visualize yourself here on the mat as our eyes are closed down, become the observer of yourself in the room? It's like you're watching yourself here. Know where you are in space. We're going to really gently begin to take some steps along our mat. And as you do so with the eyes closed down, and notice the connection of your feet every time you step. Can you sense where the end of your mat is? And when you reach it, can you begin to walk backwards to the back of the mat? Watching yourself here as we're walking forwards and backwards on our mat. Observing yourself. Creating that awareness of where you are. Once you reach the back of that mat, let's begin to walk forward one more time. Can you add in your connective breath? Inhale turns into exhale. Exhale links to inhale. One smooth connective breath. Walk it back once you meet the top of your mat. We will all meet at the back of the mat where we started. So take your time to get there. And once you do, just pause, keep those eyes closed down. Notice any sensations you can feel in your body. Just notice how you feel. Fluttering open your eyes when you are ready. And we'll gently make our way back down onto the mat. So you can just come down to a seated position. Into a seated twist. So extending your right leg straight. Let's bring the sole of the left foot across the right leg. Then rotating around to the right, bring the right hand down. Left arm maybe to the inside of your left knee. And perhaps rotating and gazing over that right shoulder if it feels okay on your neck. So tall through the spine. Maybe it's nice to keep your eyes closed down now that we've gone a little bit more inwards to wind down the practice. And then gently unraveling yourself here, uncrossing your legs. Bring your right foot to the outside of the left leg. Right arm to the inside of the left knee. Left hand to the back of the mat. Rotate and twist. Length from the tail to the crown of the head. Gazing forward or perhaps over the shoulder. Breathing, creating space where there's tightness and tension. Perhaps it's through the upper back, maybe the hips. What can you feel? And gently unraveling, bringing your feet back down. Let's bring the soles of both of the feet onto the mat and roll ourselves down. The arms reaching forward. Let's slowly roll ourselves down onto the mat. And coming down here, creating any little movements that might feel good for you. Perhaps bending and straightening through those legs. If you have a cushion or a pillow, maybe propping that underneath the hips and just allowing the legs to float up towards the ceiling. Even better if you have a wall, bringing your legs up against the wall. So you could have your legs leaning up against the wall. This should feel effortless here. If it doesn't feel good, find another way to end your practice. Maybe this is the start of your day and you'd prefer to come to a seated position. Create any last movements that feel good for you before we wind down and finish our yoga session for the day. If you have those legs up towards the ceiling and you would like to take them down, then doing so now. Feel free to stay against the wall with those legs up against the wall, particularly if you are getting ready for bed. And then finding a position that feels right for you to end your practice in. Maybe you stay exactly as you are. Maybe you lie down. Maybe you sit up. Just allowing softness to completely wash over your whole body. Notice softness. There is no effort. Whole body is soft, whole body is relaxed. Let go of the breath. Spending a moment here just for you. When you're ready to come out and your practice, really gently introducing movements back into the body. Perhaps you stay a little longer. You may feel like you want to rest a little more here, and that's completely okay to do so. You can leave me here. If you're ready to come out, making your way to a seated position in your own time. Fluttering open your eyes. And hands can either be just in your lap, or perhaps you would like to bring them to prayer at the heart. And at the end of our yoga practice, we say to one another, Namaste. The light within me honors the light within each one of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to guiding you through your practice next week. Bye.